Okay, at another house showing. It's Friday after work. This got posted yesterday, I think, and I saw it and I emailed my agent today and she said there's an opening at 4:45, but someone's gonna be there at 5, so you have to be fast. And it appears there's already people here. It is 4:30. I'm here a little early. So this is a 1960s 3-bed, 1.5 house on a 1/4 acre. And what interested me about this is that the 1/4 acre essentially has backyard access from kind of a thoroughfare street. So this house is not, I mean, it's still out of the 60s. Parquet floors, shag carpeting, the like really old detailed fans. It needs some work. The kitchen is cute though. It hasn't been updated at all, but I kind of dig the kitchen. So at 179,000, I think, so 180,000. Probably gonna have competing offers, but I do like the neighborhood. This is a nice area, nice historic area, good access. It's like 4 miles from the university. This is the back of the house right there, and this is all the backyard. And there's this back access road between, this isn't an official street. There's an official street over there, and there's an official street on the other side of the house. But it's obvious that people use this as a thoroughfare. So what I could do is kind of subdivide the backyard and have the wagon back here. It doesn't meet the 1% rule, but nothing does these days. So I could eventually, I'd need to renovate inside, probably DIY it, most of it myself. Probably needs $10,000 worth of work. Needs new appliances, needs new blah, 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 blah. Needs new floors, carpet, walls. I'm sure there are other issues. So it's expensive, but everything's expensive right now. But it could be a decent long-term rental property. Once fixed up, I don't think long-term rentals would necessarily have to have the full backyard. This could kind of operate completely separately, which is what I wanted. Well, actually what I really want is to have a piece of land that I can develop for multiple tiny houses, but I haven't been able to find that. So we're looking for what we can, which is a shame because I'm kind of compromising, and you know, once I spend like the 10 grand to put in septic and everything like that for a place for the Ag Wagon, I'm not gonna wanna move it. And that wouldn't be smart to move it, but this could potentially work. So let's see, and let's see if I'm gonna get outbid by people again with way too much cash. All right.
Children used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never know where it went wrong.
Come on here.
Hello. This is a little bigger than I thought. Smoker?
Does it smell like smoke?
Yeah. Oh, these aren't parquet floors. This is like a weird carpet that's made to look like floors. That's crazy. I've never seen. All right, really big closet and utility room. All right, so how many offers are we already looking at?
Oh my gosh, there's no telling.
I actually really like the kitchen. I think it's darling. Look at this wallpaper. Parquet carpet.
Parquet carpet, that's the first for me too.
Yeah. So that looks like, do we know how old the roof is?
Let me go.
So this, I was thinking I could like divide the backyard in half, put the Ag Wagon back there and have back road access to it, and even fence it off, have it feel completely separate.
Yeah.
Love brick.
Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from
Actually don't hate it. I want to update the appliances. This is cool. Oh, it has a compactor. What? Another one of those. Y'all saw how excited I got about the corner spinny thing in that house that I lost, that vintage one. I'll link that video below, but it's nice. I like a vintage kitchen. I can lean into a vintage kitchen. What you got?
I had a survey.
All right.
The seller's disclosure was posted online, but it's not filled out.
Okay.
So
That looks correct to what they have online. Quick break from the house tour to talk for just a minute about today's sponsor, Ethos. Try not to get distracted by the really cute puppy. So since today we are showing a potential real estate investment, I think it's incredibly appropriate to talk about life insurance. A mortgage is one of the biggest debts you can get into. And while I don't have any debt on my short-term rental property, the Ag Wagon, which is a camper, I do carry about $200,000 worth of debt on my duplex. And I think it's incredibly important for me to have life insurance to cover those debts, including any potential future rental properties that I purchase, because if something bad were to happen to me, I wouldn't want to leave my family scrambling to cover those mortgages or having to deal with those debts. My father died back in January and it is currently August, and my uncle and I are still working with the courts to get his property out of probate. It is a long, expensive process. There's no fighting or animosity or anything like that there. We're doing exactly what the will says, but it's still incredibly time-consuming and expensive. We're having to pay taxes and electricity and everything like that on that house until we get permission to sell it. It is tough, it is expensive, and something like life insurance could potentially help my family mitigate that if something bad were to happen. I am thrilled to again work with Ethos because they offer a really great alternative to the prodding, confusing, time-consuming, expensive, and complicated process that most insurance companies require. Ethos tries to make insurance fast, accessible, and easy by offering a process that you can do in as little as 10 minutes on your phone or online. They require no medical exams or blood tests, which is great. All you have to do is answer a few simple health questions and you can get covered in just minutes. They partner with top-rated carriers and offer a variety of policies designed to give coverage options to as many people as possible and have no hidden fees or fine print. Their clients are highly satisfied. They have an A+ rating from the BBB and are rated as excellent by customers on Trustpilot. Many people think that insurance is just going to be too expensive for them to afford, so they avoid it. But Ethos offers plans as little as $7 per month, which is incredibly affordable for the peace of mind that having insurance can bring. Ethos has a limited time offer for eligible new policyholders. You can get free access to will and trust planning tools as part of your Ethos policy after you activate. That's a $449 value. Not all policies are eligible. See ethoslife.com/plan for eligibility. We never know what the future will bring. I highly recommend you mitigate some of those risks and protect your family's financial future by looking into life insurance. You can check out Ethos and get a completely free personalized quote in the link below. A closet back here. Little closet. Big living room. Look inside the dining room.
Children used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never know where it went wrong.
Oh, shower instead of a
Sometimes I
tub.
feel like all that's sad. 'Cause viral than people.
Yeah, they did. That was probably an older person accommodation.
I see fire burning, but I close my eyes. Everything is
Bedroom 1.
out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground, but nobody makes a sound. I see fire.
Bedroom 2, also petite. Very low. And then, is this the master?
Yes.
So not a tub in the house. I hate that. Oh, and it's got, Janet, it's got a, like a funhouse mirror.
Weird.
I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it like is distorting our faces in person. Cute pink sink, very little half bath. It'd be fine as a rental. A lot of work into it. The ceilings are taller in here.
The owner has never lived here. Did you see how long he'd owned it on
Mm-mm.
the tax rolls?
So he's always used it as a rental? It's in pretty good condition. In pretty good condition for having been a rental for Lord knows how long. There's a little bit of like roofing spots that I can probably needs some work there, but anything from this era is going to. Yeah, we're gonna put in a bid. Janet is gonna figure out what I need to bid, and maybe we'll get this one, but the heart's not in it this time. This would be great, this would be good, but I won't die if I don't get it, which is good. I don't need to break my heart over every single one. Yeah, it would work for the Ag Wagon, great neighborhood. Hopefully could get it for a decent price. It would always be a good rental. So this would be a good addition to the real estate portfolio. Wouldn't meet the 1% rule, but eventually it might. So the roof actually looks pretty good. I think it might just be the front and back porch that need a little work. Also, the tree looks a little unhealthy. Like there's some kind of mottled, chewed through holy branches, but I mean, you can get rid of trees and plant a new one. Let's drive around to the back one more time.
The future feels so unsure. Didn't we deserve more? The burden that you left is way too high.
So that's a really busy street. But here's where we turn in. This is the house. This is where someone's put in like a back drive, because like I said, that's a busier street. And other people obviously park out here. This is a quiet area. And these guys have put in a little circular drive, which I love. I think that's super smart. And then this part of the road is not great, but it's a back road. It's okay. Alright, I know I probably sound very cold about this, but I get so many comments telling me like, Sarah, don't like get your heart into these, and I don't on every single one. Y'all don't see all of the houses I go see. A lot of them are occupied. I'm never gonna put a public tour of someone's house with their stuff in it online. That's just awful. Yeah, so this one I'm not indifferent about. I like it, but it's not like that blue house or the A-frame or even that little mobile home cabin that I loved so much. All of those had very exciting elements that I just like really personally vibed with. This would be a great investment property and I could use it for multiple things. So we'll see if we can get it. If we can't, we'll move on to the next one. I'll update you when Janet lets me know something. Let's just vlog a little while we're waiting to hear about the house. So I just picked up 2 of these kind of Target half cube organizers. I already have one of these that I thrifted and I didn't even know it was from Target, and it holds my purse and keys and shoes by the door, but I want to kind of redo some stuff in my closet, and I was thinking these might be perfect. They were 2 for $25 off of Facebook Marketplace. The girl was super sweet, adorable house, just picked them up. Awesome. And they're $40 each new. They're already assembled, like, and they're not wobbly at all, which is great. And now I'm gonna go Goodwill because it's 5 o'clock on a Friday, and I called Jacob. I think he's probably napping, so I'll get home in a little bit. But let's go to Goodwill.
Children used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never know where it went wrong. I feel like all that's said, 'cause more than people forget. In this crazy world I don't belong. I see fire burning but I close my eyes. I'd rather deny that. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground but nobody makes a sound. So unsure, didn't we deserve more? The burden that you left is way too heavy for me. Do you ever feel like the world would die out? My anxieties off the roof, I cry out. We I've gone too far, take me back right now. I see fire burning, but I close my eyes. I'd rather tonight. Everything is falling out of place.
The ducks were not at the Goodwill, by the way. They were next to it. The only thing I bought was this. I passed on that pillow. I don't really need any more pillows for the Ag Wagon, and I don't want to store any. So this for $2.99. It will help me organize some stuff, hopefully in the kitchen or the shed or the bathroom or one of the many places I'm currently trying to organize. So y'all remember all that stuff I said about like not having to love every property? Yeah, I'm full of crap. I actually didn't end up putting in a bid on this house. As I was crunching the numbers, they weren't really working for me. There was an opportunity to put the Ag Wagon there to make money off the property, but I honestly didn't want it to go there. I would rather it go in a cooler spot. Something that's more wooded and more, just a little bit more of an experience than just a backyard in a burb. Also, to make money off of this house eventually, potentially, I'd be having to put in all the renovation work myself, essentially. And I kind of figured out that I didn't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of my time fixing up this place that I just didn't really have a heart for. It wasn't like a deal. $180,000 for a 60s house with terrible bathrooms and that needed a complete reno. It's not a deal. And it did go for around that. I think it went for a little bit more, but it wasn't like snatched up. It was up for a week or two. It just wasn't something I was really excited about. And I've basically decided that I would much rather be kind of a small and mighty investor that invests in places that I am obsessed with and can make really beautiful and cool and keep really long term. I don't just want to accumulate properties like McDonald's toys, not that I could afford to, but I don't just want to buy property when I have the down payment saved. I want to be really excited about it. So Janet also, when I called her to tell her this, and she was kind of trying to prepare or estimate how much we should bid on it, she was like, I knew you weren't excited about it. I hadn't even run the comps yet. And I was like, oh, thank goodness I didn't waste her time. But yeah, it wasn't a house I was obsessed with. I couldn't see the vision for it. And for some people that might not be important at all. It might be all about the numbers, but also the numbers didn't really work either without me putting the Ag Wagon on it. And I didn't really want to do that. I'm saving it. I'm saving the Ag Wagon for something else. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of this property. Would you have loved to renovate it and make it beautiful? I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. I really am, if someone's willing to put enough money in, but it wasn't for me. If you would like to see properties that I have or haven't bought but have been obsessed with, I'll link those playlists down below. You can also check out videos on my camper short-term rental, which is still seeking a home. I'll also link those below. And thank you also for doing a little thrift shopping with me. I know some of you guys like that. So thank you. Bye. Subscribe.